Good morning, church. Church, I love summer. I love summer so much, I can't wait for summer to get here, and we are right in the midst of it. We have summer rain on a Sunday morning. We know when we have summer rain on Sunday mornings, we don't think about church, do we, church? No, that's the time when we kind of roll over. Say, well, they won't miss me. So I'm so glad that you're here today. I am so glad you are. Summer brings also a time of retreat when we kind of step back from what we usually do. We plan on doing different things. We think about all the things that we could have done back in those cold days of winter, and we say, now's the time. So we look at the books that we always wanted to read, nothing too heavy, kind of light reading. We think about plans of seeing people we haven't seen in a while and making those trips possible. Summer is also a time when we have school reunions. Oh my goodness, nothing like a school reunion, is it? And we see all those people who wouldn't say a word to you during school days, they come up to you and say, hey, remember me? And you say, not fondly. Yeah, but then again, we have those times of reunion where we get to see folks who we do yearn to see, those folks who we have had a relationship with, and those folks who shared an experience with. And so a reunion is also a pleasant time, So I love summers for all those reasons, but one special reason I love summer is that it brings my birthday. Yes. And my birthday was yesterday. Yeah, I celebrated, as the French say, soixante. For those who don't speak French, that means 60. 60 years old. I know, you wonder. You're saying, what? 60? That's right. I am, in fact, 60, but I like soixante. It sounds better. Soixante. I am, in fact, as old as those folks I used to poke fun at. I said, how can I be 60? But in fact, it gives you pause, time to reflect, just like a summer day, just like a time of reunion. Birthdays give you that time to sit back and gain a perspective, church. We worked hard to get this gray hair. We want this gray hair to mean something, don't we? We don't want to act like we're not as full of years as we are, sometimes, but not ordinarily. We want to be able to say, I have learned something. And because of that, I wanted to talk with you this morning about a personal reflection, no doubt. But I just happen to believe that my journey is not a solitary one, and that you too have maybe passed the way that I've passed. And so it's time to reflect a little bit. It's time to meditate a little bit on our years. Some folks say that we only have one life to live. But if you live it right, once is enough. That is to say that this is a beautiful opportunity that we call life. It is a gift. And so our approach to it is one, I think, if we truly want to give the best we can, the approach to it will be all-encompassing, so that you're not all this or all that, but you're a whole commingling of so much. There are times when you don't feel like talking. Then there are times when people can't shut you up. There are times when you are grief-stricken, when you are sick with grief. But then there are times when you're just ebullient. So I believe to live a full life is to have all of those experiences. But one must reflect. Otherwise, you don't really get the whole meaning of what you're going through. That brings us really to the scripture that you heard this morning in our reading. That was taken from the book of Psalms. I know some of us, when we hear Bible, we instinctively withdraw. Because, the Bible, as our speaker of last Sunday, John Behrens, former UUA president and author of the beautiful text, Understanding the Bible, John Behrens says in that book, the Bible is a dangerous book. It's a dangerous book because some people find what they need from it to say and then go out and just exhort without understanding the meaning of what it was that that person wrote and really tying what was written to the time it was said. So, it is important for us not to shrink from the Bible, but to have a degree of curiosity. So Psalms, I'm going to be a teacher for a minute, is not a book that you will read from cover to cover and say, I got it. As a matter of fact, if we begin just with the idea that the Bible is a library, that helps us understand the book of Psalms. Because the Bible is a library. And in that library, there are several different books. And one of those books is Psalms. Psalms is like a hymn book. It's a worship book. It has meditations, songs to sing, poetry, church. It has poetry. And it was all written by different authors. So let's not get caught up in David wrote the Psalms. Don't get caught up in that. No. Much of what is written in the book of Psalms, we don't know who wrote it. And that's okay. It's okay. Because we're not reading it from the perspective of this author is like XXX, and therefore the writing means ... No. We must read book of Psalms from the standpoint of what is going on, what is the rhythm of this book.